that's because I think President Donald Trump is probably the only one that could pull this off. It's been 2 days since President Trump announced Liberation Day, and we're seeing some of the early returns on that. Okay, so a lot of countries not knowing what they're going to do, whether they have the baseline, whether the United States is going to put higher tariffs on the things as far as retaliatory tariffs. But I'm realizing on social media, people have no idea what tariffs really are. And I'm not going to say I'm the foremost expert on tariffs. However, I'm smart enough to actually read and do my research and not just think the orange man's bad and that the world's going to crumble because the United States is playing their ball and taking it home. So I'm realizing now, look at all the headlines going on right now. Israel, they're canceling their tariffs on American imports. So that's a win there. Vietnam, they're cutting all their tariffs on gas and cars. Win there. Ontario Premier, I'm reading this, willing to drop all tariffs on U.S. goods if Trump eases the tariffs. So fantastic. And then Mexico will not levy retaliatory tariffs on the United States, which, reading between the lines, I'm wondering what that means. Are they going to lower the existing tariffs that they already have in place on Americans, or are they simply just not going to do retaliatory? So think about that. There are tariffs in place. What are they going to do with it? Okay, I'm wondering if the Mexican president is really afraid that a lot of the plants, the people, the companies are going to move their production to the United States or not. Could happen. It did happen at one time until it was moved to Mexico because it was cheaper. Well, now with the tariff in place, does that mean they're going to move back to the United States? So I think it's a big deal. And I'm going to slow down here, but one thing I'm reading a lot as far as what Trump is doing, playing chess versus checkers. And one of the overall goals of President Donald Trump is to lower the interest rates. And this has to do with possibility of refinancing the debt, because the debt comes due in 2025. If you don't know that, pay attention. These were done years back, and they're starting to come due. So is he going to put us into a recession right now in order for the federal government to lower the interest rates, the Fed, and then just refinance everything? It's a possibility. It's a bold move. Will it work? I mean, we'll find out on that point. But with all these things going on, I would look to if I had an American company, and or even if I just sold, it was not an American company. At this point, if I had a company, I would be looking at production within the United States. So building new plants, building parts here, buying parts here, doing all the things. Obviously, labor is going to cost more, but with ingenuity and innovation, we can totally do this ourselves here in the country, eliminate all the tariffs against the company, and then everybody's happy because you got American workers that are making higher wages, so they're making more money. We got unemployment goes way down because more people, more factories, more people are getting jobs. So it's a win-win for America. And I'm just looking at certain items going, why aren't we not doing this already? Or why hasn't it been done before? Well, that's because I think President Donald Trump is probably the only one that could pull this off. So we're moving forward. It's going to be very interesting. This is one of those things, all the articles on both sides I'm reading is they don't quite know how this is going to turn out. It's a lot of speculation. It's a lot of sky is falling. But at the same time, we're going to look back one day, and this is either going to be a magical moment, and it's going to be amazing, and history books, economical books are going to be written about this, about how he played the game internationally. And President Trump's going to come out bad. And so the naysayers are going to say they hope it turns out bad, which is stupid. It's like telling the pilot you want him to crash the plane even though you're flying in it. But again, we won't know. We won't know. So we're going to revisit this. We're going to keep reading, keep talking, having the conversations, and looking at the truth between the lines. So stay with us. I appreciate your support. Between the lines.